Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Losty and Timmy here, back with another one of our infamous top five lists. Tim, how you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm looking forward to this list.
Me too. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a fun one.
it's gonna be a fun one, and like we talked about a little bit, it was a tough one in a strange way for me.
Yeah.
Being a guitarist, I don't know why that made it harder. I don't know what I felt pressured or something, or I was struggling. I was struggling to come up with names for some reason, which is crazy because there's so many amazing guitarists in the punk world over the years.
Me not being a guitarist is what made it hard for me. So,
You're technically a guitarist. You're a bass guitarist.
yeah, whole different world.
True, true. But yeah, here we are back with another top five doing guitarists now. It goes without saying, again, I've always mentioned it at the top of the videos, but just our personal taste list here, not a list that's supposed to be the greatest of all time or the most important of all time or influential, because obviously there's a list out there somewhere, where the Johnny Thunders and Mick Joneses and, East Bay Rays and Wayne Kramers of the world, they belong on those lists. But that's not what we're doing here. Just our personal favorites. These are the ones that impacted us the most, the ones that we like the most. So let us know down in the comments. Who's your favorite guitarist? Top five all time in punk rock. We'd love to hear it. Always love the conversation.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Tim, I think it's time. Let's just jump right in. Yeah.
Should we take it away?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Should we
Number
start
five.
at number five
No,
or
let's start with
number
let's start with
three?
number no number two.
Number
That
two?
sounds about right. Yeah.
Perfect. All
All
right,
right.
screw that. Number five. Everybody's gonna say, who the hell is this person, including you? You're probably gonna have no idea. But there's actually a lot of personal bias in my pick here because I had the absolute honor and privilege of playing in a band with this person for about 2 years, just doing local music stuff, wrote a handful of songs, played a show a month or something like that. But fucking fantastic guitarist. Some people may actually know who they are. So my number one, Shay Meridad. The band I'm going to name because it's what he's most known for is Faded Gray, which was a hardcore band out of
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Um, but if you want to know how good he actually is, his current project right now is a band called Field Day. And Field Day is ex-members of Dag Nasty, but they can't use the name Dag Nasty. So it's members except for Brian Baker. So Shay is the new Brian Baker of Dag Nasty. That's how good he is. So he's pretty damn amazing. I just suggest everybody go check him out. He's just got a very solid sound that he gets. It's amazing. Like it blew my mind the very first time I was in a practice room with him and he plugged in and he started playing. I was just like, I've never heard anybody, except for like really great guitarists at concerts, sound that huge in their playing. I was just like, are you kidding me? We're starting a band right now. And we did. So that's my number one. Shay Meridad, Faded Gray, Field Day. Yeah.
Your actual number one or your number five number one?
My number five. I'm sorry. My number five.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, totally out of left field. Was not expecting that. But man, you're right. There's something about like being in a room with another musician, right? And like getting to hear them play live in an intimate setting like that that really can just like uh yeah, just blow your mind. I especially feel like this is off topic for what we're doing here, but I feel like I especially notice that with drummers. Like when I've been in a room with a drummer that's like you could see him live or hear him on a record, maybe not. Just be like, oh, they're good or whatever, but get in a room with them and actually play with them, or just like, oh fuck, this person is amazing. I don't,
They're
there's
just
it's
they're just on
yeah.
a level you've never been that close to. You're just like, fuck.
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, up close and personal makes all the difference sometimes. That's a great number five. I actually, yeah, I'll have to check out Faded Gray because I think I know the name, but they're one of those bands that you know how it is in the punk scene. It's like names fly around
Oh yeah.
everywhere, and you're like, I'll check them out, and then another name comes in, and you're like, I'll check them out, and it's, before you know it, you just forget the other one. So
Oh yeah. You could throw out any name and it's just like so obscure, you're like, that sounds familiar. Of course
right,
it does, because it's like a common term that's used in the English language, you know?
very true. So before I jump into mine, I know I haven't done this on many of the other videos, but like I was saying in the beginning, picking guitarists. Maybe it wasn't necessarily that I had a hard time coming up with people; it was that I had a hard time narrowing it down because there's just there's some people that really have meant a lot to me in terms of punk music over the years and what they it just styles that are like uniquely theirs, and that's what I like in the punk scene. I like a performer or a musician who just is just doing them. They're not, it's just whatever's naturally coming to them. So I'm gonna actually start off by just saying a couple honorable mentions in this one because I feel like being a guitarist, I got to give some love to these people that didn't make the list. But here we go. So honorable mentions, I had Scott Marshall of Belvedere. We got Chris McCagan of Lawrence Arms, Broadways, Dan Yeeman, Paint It Black Lifetime, Kid Dynamite, and Darius Koski and Jack Dalrymple of One Man Army, Swinging Utters. Just felt like I had to put those names out there because they all deserve love. Everybody go check out those bands, support them. They're amazing. So, but for my number five, pretty yeah, well known. I would say it's an obvious pick potentially for a top five skate punk fans guitarist list. I'm going with Hefe at number five. Just talk about like emotive soloing. His pinch harmonics and stuff, they just give me the goosebumps every time. And he always places them in a way that just feels like he's doing it for maximum impact, even if that's not the intention or not. That's the way it lands with me. It's just like it's always so perfectly placed and well thought out and tasty. Like his jazzy, bluesy style just really fits with Mike's songwriting, I feel like. And it's probably been said a lot, but I still don't think it can be understated. His effect on the band, him coming into No Effects, is like it's what catapulted the band. Like Mike's a good songwriter and everything, but once Hefe came into the band, that's really what just like catapulted them. It gave them that polish that they needed. It gave them a professional basically in the band that was gonna kind of hold things up a little bit and give him some more options musically. So just love Hefe. Again, his solo work is some of my favorite in all of punk. So Hefe at number five.
Yeah, it's funny because to blow my cover, Hefe is one of them that I ended up taking out of my list.
Mm.
And it was because I love his guitar playing. He's fantastic. But the main reason I had him in there was because of how much he changed the course of No Effects. And I figured that's, I don't know if that's as much because of his playing or just because he added a whole different dimension to the band. You know,
Mm.
it is both. And yeah, his solos are fantastic, especially his little wah pedal
Yeah.
solos, all nice and jazzy and just cool. Love
I
it.
can't believe I forgot to mention that. I get so like focused on pinch harmonic stuff. It's just one of those things that like gets me every time that I completely forget about the wah work. And yeah, his wah work is phenomenal.
Oh, it's
A lot of
top
people
notch, man.
a lot of people will use a wah to like cover up your flubs, but not Hefe.
Yep.
So our number five's out of the way. Well, Tim's number five one out of the way. My number five out of the way. Let's jump into number four.
Number four, I'm going to take it back to, I brought up this band already, Dag Nasty. So obviously, Brian Baker. Number four. I mean, what an absolute legend if you just look at what he's done in his career. He played bass and guitar in Minor Threat, went on to form Dag Nasty, tons of other projects, now off to Bad Religion, and even more projects going on while he's doing Bad Religion, which is insane. Like, how do you have that much time with as much as they tour? You know? Um, but I would say my favorite era of Brian Baker's guitar work actually is with Dag Nasty because it, he was so unique at that time. Like, he kind of changed the game of playing guitar, where I think he took lessons of playing bass and guitar in Minor Threat. So he started doing a lot of like kind of guitar lead fills that are kind of built on more of a bass rhythm structure. So I really thought that was really interesting when he did that. Um, and he came into Bad Religion, just to bring up the album. The Gray Race was the first one he was on, and it was the first without Brett. And you could really hear a difference in the guitar playing. Like, it changed the band, where it just brought much more of a, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, really kind of like heavier tone to it and kind of a bluesy, riffy
Yeah.
kind of tone to it. So it was really cool, but then you still had Greg Hetson playing in there, which kept the old Bad Religion sound. So it added a new dimension there, but also kept the band the same. So it was fantastic. But yeah, Brian Baker, I love his work, and Dag Nasty once again was fantastic. So Brian Baker, I'm going number 4 for him.
I guess what, Tim?
Hey,
Brian Baker's my number four.
no way.
Yeah, man, legend for sure. Had to have him on the list. You mentioned all the bands that he's been in. Amazing for that reason, but it's not like just because of the bands that he's been in, but like you're saying, like the solid output for over 40 years and the amount of output and everything. I think he's there maybe they're not new, but there's another, was it Beach Rats is another band I think that he's in recently with a lot of like cool members in it. And yeah, you're saying Dag Nasty and
He's
all the
got
other stuff
that
that
one and Fake Names and
yep, fake names. Oh, forgot about them too. Damn. Yeah, it's just wild. You can just tell like that's the sign of a seasoned professional musician. Like people want to work with you and they want to start new projects with you. You obviously got something there. Uh, yeah, his leads and solos are some of my favorite in terms of just pulling on heartstrings. He's got a style that's like so down to earth and not overly flashy, but his riffs and solos are just very like lyrical and moving for me. It makes me feel stuff, man. Yeah. Brian Baker, number four.
yeah. Another thing with him is like you're talking about just the professional thing. He definitely is the professional, is his career or whatever. But to do it as much as he does, he absolutely loves it. He
Yeah.
lives it, he breathes it, and he just doesn't know any other way. So
Yeah. I love
it
listening
is,
to interviews of him just talking music
yep.
that he loves. It's yeah, it's a joy to listen to. I love hearing other people, especially musicians that don't get jaded about the music and the music scene. All right, let's see if number
Oh,
three matches up. It
good old number
could.
3. This is
Take it
probably
away.
going to be another one where a lot of people are going to be like, who the hell are you talking about? So I don't think we're going to match on this one. There's a possibility you have these guys in your list, but I don't know. So this is going to be a duo of guitarists, and it's a band that we all discovered together on the channel. So haven't even been hearing them that long, but I just remember listening to them for the first time and just being floored by what they were doing. So I've got Gab and Frank of Dutch Nuggets. They
Wow.
are insane. Like they have similarities to other bands, but I can't think of too many bands that have two lead guitar parts going on at the same time on top of each other while letting the bass drums and vocals just kind of carry the foundation. And they're just kind of weaving back and forth over each other. There's just something so unique about what they create within their guitars that ever since I've heard it, I've just been obsessed with and just being like, man, this is like nothing I've heard before. So I love Gab and Frank, the Dutch Nuggets. That's why I'm putting them number three.
That's hilarious. Okay, so we didn't pick the same people, obviously, but my number three is also a duo because I felt like, oh, I'm cheating here a little bit, but I just can't untangle these two people at all. They have to go
Oh,
together.
now I'm wondering if we have the same, if my number two is the
Oh
same.
no, we might. I think we might. Number three for me, Rob Ramos and Jake Kiley of Strung Out. I was pretty sure you were going to have them on the list. I was pretty sure you were going to put, both of them together. I was pretty sure you were going to understand that I couldn't not put them together.
You can't
Uh,
separate them at all.
no, man, no, I can't pick one over the other either. It's yin and yang. It's two sides of a coin. Like they're my personal favorite guitar duo, I think. Um, there's been like I really liked Sue Lin and Chris and Propaganda are great, and Chris and the Beeve were great in Propaganda, but it's kind of like I don't know, I look at that differently than I look at Rob and Jake being founding members, being in the band together for as long as they were in the band together. Uh, between the decades of like ear candy type riffs and the solos and their chemistry, just the way they play off each other, it's so good to me. Jake's a little more metal, Rob's a little more rock, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I love about them is they both kind of come from that rock and metal background,
Mhm.
but Jake has that much more shreddier versus what like Rob's just that tighter, clean, a little more technical. And it
Yeah,
just becomes like this perfect dynamic together. It's so cool.
that's exactly what I was going to say. It is a marriage made in heaven for me. Those two worlds coming together in it's not just like rock and metal coming together, it's rock and metal coming together in a punk setting
Yeah.
that just makes it so great because like you just can't deny the rock influence in punk. Like where did punk come from? Well, all the original, punk people were influenced by rock music of the
Mhm.
60s and 70s. I feel like in the 90s, it kind of like got away from that. Like it wasn't okay to be into that kind of stuff. It's like, well, that's what set the stage for for all of this. So I'm glad that those influences are still in there and you can hear it in their guitar
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
another thing that's really cool about their dynamic is they kind of play in different ways of hearing music. Like it feels like Rob is very staying focused on count, stuff like that, where Jake is just play off of feel and that's
Mhm.
it, so it feels like Rob is sometimes just kind of holding it together and just letting Jake just shred and do his thing, and it works.
Yep. Yep. The way those two
So
write
yeah,
riffs as well is like, man, it's not just the soloing, but the amount of like really interesting riffs that they've come up with and the duality of the riffs sometimes, or uh, the way that one or the other is even playing a rhythm part behind the riff is always like I think a little undervalued.
indeed.
Yeah,
So that
man,
was your
that's
number three and my
that.
number two. I love it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Anything else you want to throw in there for Rob and Jake, or we'll just do a combo
I
here?
think we have said it all there, man. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess I'll go to my number two then, unless my number two is your number one, but I don't think it's gonna be. So, number two for me, Trevor Riley of a Wilhelm Scream.
Silence only brought me so far. It's a shot in the dark. I wish I could go home. Another error again, it's discouraging. The wealth of knowledge it all overwhelms me. Now every obstacle that follows a reset, days wasting away. No motivation to say.
The dude's just nuts. Like you were saying about Gab and Frank, the way they played together. I would say that probably Wilhelm is an influence there. But the thing about Wilhelm is, again, like I was saying about some of the other, like Sulin and Beeb and Propagandi, Trevor's not always had the same guitarist to play against or not against, but with in his band. Whereas, yeah, Gavin and Frank have been together the whole time too. So there's obviously a little bit of differentiation there. But yeah, Trev's. I've been listening to Wilhelm since they were called Smack and Isaiah back. I don't even know when, like late '90s or whatever. Discovered them on a punk torrent site and just have not stopped listening to them ever since. I don't know how he comes up with and plays the stuff that he does. He's got an instantly recognizable style and really I would say for you saying that about Gavin Frank, I don't know anybody who sounds like Trev in the scene. And if they do sound like him, they probably were influenced by Wilhelm because I'm just trying to think of other bands that like when Wilhelm was doing that super tech like metal influenced skate punk stuff that they were doing, even back on like Mute Print, how many other bands really were doing that? They always just like completely stood out to me. And I'm glad that that style caught on. And there's a lot of other bands that have like taken that style on, and there's more people out there doing it. So he's super versatile too. I love that he's got great lead work. He always chooses interesting chords, like really unique chords and progressions. He can shred your face off, with technical riffs, and he can just get catchy as hell too. Great soloist, and I kind of wish he would show it off more. But at the same time, when your songs are already kind of like 3 minute long solos, maybe that's a little overkill to be like throwing solos in there too. But yeah, I love Trev, love Wilhelm. Just can't say enough good things about the dude and his playing. So number two for me.
Yeah, he is absolutely nuts. Creative,
Mhm.
super creative. So
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's like, whoa, reel it in a little bit, man. Maybe you need a producer to like, get you back on the rails here. But I love the
I,
chances. I love taking risks in
I don't think
music.
it would be as naturally a Wilhelm scream though if they didn't do that.
I know, right?
It would just feel overproduced at that point.
Mhm.
I don't know.
And how do you reel a band in like that anyways? I
You
like
can't.
Bill did it a little bit on Career Suicide. I think he kind of like I don't want to say like polished off the edges a little bit, but he made it a blasting room type record. And you can tell on the ones after that they maybe let loose just a tiny bit more, even though Career Suicide is fucking insane start to finish. All right, enough about Wilhelm Scream. Tell us your number one, Tim. We're there already.
We are there. Well, let's see how shocked you might be on this one. But I tried to give it away with my shirt today. Dead Kennedy's East Bay Ray.
Oh, I just said East Bay Ray should end up on a list somewhere, and he did. That's
Yes, he
amazing.
did.
No one up here and ride, ride, I'll ride, and ride, you ride. It's a roundup time with a good horse. We're gonna drive one screaming off the ride, ride, how we ride. Got a black uniform and a silver badge. Play cops for real and play cops for pay. Let's ride, oh, ride.
He is my all-time favorite guitarist. He's nothing flashy whatsoever, like a lot of these people we've had on the list.
Mhm.
He's pretty simple, but my God, he's got like some of the most iconic little guitar leads to open songs that everybody knows, so recognizable. He's got that psychedelic surf rock thing going on in his sound, which is always fantastic. And even when they're doing kind of more straight up sound, there's just something about his way of his strumming patterns, just the way he plays and the tone out of his guitar that is so easily recognizable as East Bay Ray. I think he would probably be, you could give me 100 songs by like guitarists that I know really well and say I'd never heard it before and say, who's this? I would probably have like 25 guitarists on the top of my head, just being like, oh, it could be this person, this. But if I heard East Bay Ray, I would know that's East Bay Ray.
Yeah.
So I love him. I have been obsessed with his guitar playing since I was just a wee little teenager. So love East Bay Ray. He's my number one all-time favorite.
Wow, I didn't see that coming at all, but that's a great pick. Yeah, you're not wrong. His instantly recognizable style, like you said, and I think maybe not understated, but like, yeah, I just don't think people understand how good he
Yeah.
is.
He just makes it sound simple and it
Mhm.
comes across as simple, but it's not. It's
And that's the
weird.
thing, yeah, right. Is like making something that's difficult sound simple.
Yeah.
Often the end result is like, oh, it sounds simple, but it's like start picking at the layers a little bit, and yeah,
And have you ever tried to like, have you heard somebody try to do any Dead Kennedys covers?
yeah, maybe
And
not
you're
so
like,
often, but I could see it
yeah,
being kind of like, oh, that doesn't sound. It sounds like the melody, but it doesn't sound like the playing is.
it's missing a lot. Like he just added so much to their sound. It was
Yeah,
love him, love him.
that that's an interesting thing about guitarists too, is that they're often hard to, even though you could play something that another guitarist is playing, there's just always that little feel element, and everybody's just kind of got their own natural way of playing that it would almost not ever sound the same on a record if two different people were trying to play the same riff.
Yeah.
Love it, man. That's awesome. So yeah, my number one, I think it's going to be pretty obvious. It's a no-brainer for me. And yeah, I was the look on Tim's face. Yeah, he already knows. I know everybody's gonna hate this pick, I'm sure, because
I just typed it in before you even said it.
yeah, exactly. I don't know if everybody's gonna hate this pick, but like, if anybody wants to give me shit about this, that's totally fine. I don't care that I'm the like punk rock version of a sports homer here, but it's Chris Hanna. Come on. Chris Hanna is my number one all time favorite guitarist. It's just, yeah. It's like I've said in all the other videos, he's the guitarist of my favorite band. He goes on the list. That's just how it works for me.
Stick out my fucking fuse and you're a fucking hot flame. And now I'm daring you. Step up into my path, yeah. I'm blowing in my face. I'm blowing in my ear. Thanks for the status update. You made it crystal clear. Thank you, let me begin. We set a battle appeals to the national myth. A solid cliches coined by the state. Ideological shorthand that the sweep and private doubts away. Of this virtual trading cards. Sparkles, Trojan horse. You living idiots paid for. And you actually upload it too. Your broken roots.
It's not just favoritism necessarily, though. Like, I genuinely believe that he's one of the greatest punk guitarists ever. Uh, again, my favorite, and I'm sure it's a little bit subjective, but his talent is undeniable. He's technical while like still being approachable and listenable, and I just love how his style is like changed over the years, and you can tell that he's not just sitting on his laurels. He's always trying to like be the best guitarist he can be. He's always learning new stuff and trying new things, and really, I really just like that. It's a guy who's always working on his craft. That's you can't ask for more than that in a musician. But even going back to the first two albums, he was really doing some cool, interesting stuff on those albums. You know, chord choices that you weren't really hearing in other punk bands, or that weren't standing out the same way, and just the progressions he was writing and everything. Just yeah, really unique to me, even way back on the first two. So and then again, the fact that he sings and shreds at the same time will always be infinitely impressive to me. I understand being the songwriter. He writes songs in a way where the lyrics work with the music that he's writing. So I think I'm not going to say he's like making it easier on himself, but you can tell he does it in a way where he breaks it up. And I think Mark over at Low End talks about it a lot when he talks about Propaganda, how the meter of the vocals matches the feel of the music almost exactly a lot of times. And I'm sure that's on purpose to an extent, you know, with Chris to or maybe it's just the way it naturally happens. I don't know. Either way, it just works for me. And I could sit here babbling all day about Chris, so I'm gonna shut up and just go. Chris Hanna, I love you. You're my number one.
Well, I would say I can barely even strum a single chord and sing along to that single chord without fucking up the rhythm or anything like
I'm
that.
the same.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. I mean, because not even if it was just playing chords, if you're good at that, but how do you even know where your hands are on the fretboard while you're trying to sing? Like, how does your brain work in those two different
I
ways? It's
know.
just wow.
Yeah, it's always something that's escaped me. I've never been able to sing and play at the same time. My brain does not work that way.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, there you go. Our top five. Our top five personal
Ours.
favorite guitarists in punk rock.
Yeah, that was a fun one to come up with, this whole list. So
It was. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it was fun and difficult, but at the end of the day, we got there. We got it done. Doing this for you people of YouTube, putting in all this hard work over here.
you're welcome.
Working so hard. All right. Well, hey, everybody who's checking out this video, thanks so much for watching. Please let us know down in the comments who your top five favorite punk guitarists are of all time. Love to hear it. And I'm sure we'll be back for more of these. Yeah, Tim?
Yeah,
Tim agrees.
absolutely.
Okay, we'll be back for more. Catch you on the next one, everybody. Take it easy.
See ya.